y'all doing? Y'all good? Y'all good? Guess who's back again. Domo's back. You can't even see me because the doggone polka dots. Let's do that. Okay, there we go. What up? How y'all doing? Y'all good? Welcome to another episode of what? 1 billion brave. I know. Let it marinate. Let it marinate. Let it marinate. It's marinated. Let's get this joint cooking, okay? How y'all doing? Y'all good? Y'all straight? Thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate it so much. For the newcomers, hop in, take a seat. For the old timers, y'all already know what's good. Y'all know it. Y'all know. I'm your host, Domo Jones. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. This episode is called, I forgot what it's called, but we're gonna get into it. It don't even matter. Why am I trying to do new stuff? What you doing? What? All right, so let's get into the house rules. No profanity on this show. No, y'all know. Come on, y'all know we don't do all that. There's so many words in the dictionary. We're about to use those. Also, no bashing of race, religion, gender, politics, or sexual preference. No. Mm-mm. Get somebody else to do it. Because I mean, we family, like we real talk. We're kinfolk. Tell them that I invited you to the barbecue. All y'all invited, and tell them I sent you. What they gonna do? Who gonna check for you? Exactly. Also, this show is about. Well, this show is called 1 Billion Brave because it represents the 1 billion people of the world that have a disability or medical condition. Get you one of us in your circle. Get you one of us in your circle. What? I'm telling you, our community, we're some dope people. Get you one of us in your circle. Don't get me in your circle, but get you one of us. Thank me later. I'm just gonna say you're welcome because once you get one of us, then you'll know like your life is about to be top tier. That's all I'm saying. It really is. Also, this is the one of the most important rules. One of the most important ones. Y'all listening? Cool. We do talk about Jesus Christ on this show. Y'all know he the main thing. All y'all know he the main thing. Like without him, we are nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean we are nothing. The man is dope. Okay? All I'm gonna say is he's dope. He's kind of fly. You should get to know him. So I'm gonna keep it at that. Enter at your own risk. Okay? Because you'll never be the same. Also, are y'all ready for the house? Are y'all ready for the greatest house rule there is? I got you good there? Cool. This show is the very first show that has a hostess with a disability that interviews guests with disabilities and or medical conditions and essential caregivers. That's all we do. That's all we do. Lady O, Tyler Perry, and also Mother Ellen. Erica Javette, love you. I mean, I'm coming to all your houses. It's about to be a pop up. We about to play pop up and pop in. Lady O, I'm coming to the house real quick. Keep the door unlocked because I'm just about to. Hey yo, you good? I'm gonna keep it like that. Like that's just it. That's it. That's all. Then I'm gonna hop on across the street to Tyler Perry's house. We got to chop it up a little bit, chop it style, chop it up, chop it style. You know, we won't chop. Y'all remember that song? No, all right, cool. Then I'm gonna hop around the corner to Mother Ellen's house, and then we got stuff to talk about. So I mean, we're about to make our rounds. We're about to make our rounds. I feel like you guys should already know who I am by now. We're gonna introduce ourselves now. Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Domo. Yeah, that's out. So let's talk business. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Period. Point blank. All right. So now that we got the house rules out the way, let's get into the what? Let's get into the what? Let's get into the what? Braveheart. Hey, ma. Hey, girl. Ah, Jughead. Love you. Love y'all. Gabe, Can we get into the Braveheart? Okay, because can y'all tell me that they not fly? My guy is fly. His name is Cruiser at crew underscore Zert. I mean, even the at name, even the tag name is fly. So my guy has cerebral palsy. But you cannot tell me that this picture does not speak volumes of how dope they both are. Moms, I see you. I see you doing your thing. Come on, is that a skirt? Is that a skirt or a skirt? We're gonna say it's a skirt because we bringing that back in. Come on, skirt and boots. Come on, skirt and boots. Listen, and my guy Cruiser, he's just fly. He's fly. And he's in a wheelchair, but he's fly though. Yo, thank you, Cruiser, for doing your thing. Thank you for being bold. You my guy. Like, if I ever meet you, we're gonna be rocking heavy. Period. That's it. It's a vibe. You feel me? That's it. It's a vibe. And the vibe is top tier. That's it. That's all. That's how we get down on this show. Shout out to Cruiser. Shout out to Cruiser's mom. Thank you for giving him the confidence to be great and still look fly beyond what he uses. His medical condition, what that mean? My guy fly. Cruiser. Cruiser. Alright, so let's get into the I'm sick of it. What are we talking about? Leaving the house with chronic illness takes me double the effort and twice as long to recover. I mean, could we just let that soak in real quick? Because it's a lot. It's a lot. A lot of people are just able to just, leave the house. They don't even think about it twice. Grab keys, leave the house, get in the car, hop in, they in, they out. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. People with medical conditions, people with disabilities, people with limitations, we gotta process that thing. Like, is it like, do we really have to go? Especially when the weather is a little bit, it's a little bit cold and nippy, and it wasn't that like 2 days ago or last week when we were loose, and then now the weather want to change and switch up. It's a whole situation in our mind. Like, is it worth it? It does. It really does. And for me, let me talk about me. When I leave the house, I gotta take a nap first. I gotta take a nap. I gotta take a nap. I gotta not do nothing for a minute, so my legs can have as much energy as it has needed to do what I need to do outside. Okay? So for those that don't have disabilities or medical conditions, be grateful for the little things. Okay? Because we do it, but it's not as easy as it seems. And it's a process. And that's it. That's all. That's all I'm talking about. All right, so let's get into the next guest. So let me tell you about my next guest. My next guest, I met him and interviewed him back in 2019, 2020, when like the podcasting was like a thing. And that's when I really didn't know what I was doing. Really didn't. And I was doing my podcast, Don't Let the Disability Fool You. But I was only doing audio only because I refuse to be seen in person. We ain't doing all that. And look where we have grown now. I got a whole live talk show. Come on now. So I had to bring my guy back up so we can do it right. You feel me? All right, so I wanna be like Mike, Grace State. Uh. What up though?
Hello. Hi.
I know. I'm a lot. I'm a lot.
It's all good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for gracing the stage. Thank you for coming back on. I appreciate it. Um, I really do. I don't take it lightly. For sure. All right, so let's hop right into it. Can you tell everybody where you're from and the name of your disability or medical condition?
I am from New York, but I live in Las Vegas right now. I've been in Vegas for about 22 years, and my disability is spina bifida.
Wait, what is it?
Spina bifida.
Spina bifida. Okay. Okay, so for people that don't know, and I literally like forgot what our interview was like a long time ago. So I'm relearning about you, which is kind of dope. So could for people that don't know, can you tell them what spina bifida is exactly?
When I was born, I had a hole in my back, and damage was done to the nerves, and they had to close me up to get, like just like to close me up, and then damage was done to the nerves, and that's why I can't walk. I
Ooh. So this was from birth.
Yeah, and I was born in
Okay.
'78.
What'd you say?
I was born in 1978.
Come on, Simon. You look good. Okay.
Thank you.
You look good, dag on it. I tell you. So, what was life like growing up for you? Let's break it down. Just growing up as a child, because some children can be cruel and rude. So, what was it like for you growing up as a child, seeing other people or seeing other kids be fully able, but you have that limitation?
Most of it was okay. The first 10 years, I was in a school that was just handicapped kids, and then I was mainstreamed. And then when I was in fifth grade, I was mainstreamed, and I went to this school with that I was the only disabled kid, and
Mm.
it was fun. It was funny because all the kids wanted to push my chair around.
That
So,
is kind of fun.
and then when I was mid-teens, my mother told me this story that when I was born, the doctor who examined me told her that that I would probably never walk, talk, feed myself, dress myself, and I should probably be institutionalized.
Wow.
And that hurt because I could still see the hurt in their eyes and hear it in their voice. And then shortly around the time, my brother took me to this sporting goods store because I got a bowling ball for Christmas.
Hmm.
So I asked the uh, the customer service guy, "Where do you get your holes drilled?" And he turned to my brother and started giving him directions instead of looking at me. And then my brother just turned away from him and walked away. And that was the probably the first time I ever remember feeling to be made to feel different because of my disability.
Yeah, that
Uh,
is.
but most of it actually was okay because I people have gravitated toward me and liked me. So most of it was pretty good growing up. It's just um, here and there being made to feel different.
Hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. So you have a brother. Do you have any more siblings?
I have a sister and a brother, both older.
So how was life like in the house growing up?
Um, oh, I was the baby and I was spoiled. So
Really?
yeah, I was the baby and I was disabled, so I was spoiled. But it was nice. I mean, my brother and I got along really well. My sister, when I was real young, got along, and then my brother and I got along as I got when I from like age 10 and up. I got
Yeah.
along with him as well.
Were they protective of you?
Yeah, yeah. Especially
Really?
my
That's cool. Yeah, I kind of figured that first you're the baby, and then you have a disability. Yeah, you double protected. You double protected.
yeah.
That's cool. So as you were growing up, how did you end up learning? Well, before I said that, were you always in a wheelchair?
I was in crutches. I used crutches and then a wheelchair.
Okay.
Um, because when I was young, my parents were like made me kind of use the crutches
Hmm.
because exercise and walking around and getting up and doing that stuff. So I can walk with crutches, but I don't as much as I should.
Yeah, that makes sense. So when you started using your wheelchair, like when you transitioned from your crutches to your wheelchair, was that a difficult process?
No, not really. I mean, I learned pretty easily. I mean, I started playing wheelchair basketball when I was 10, and wheelchair racing. So like I could get around pretty easily with my chair pretty young.
Okay, wait. So you played wheelchair basketball and wheelchair what?
I wheelchair basketball and wheelchair racing, like Olympics.
Really?
Yeah.
So have you always been athletic in general?
Ever since then, which is like 30 something years. Yeah. I got 57 medals and we won 3 championships.
Dang.
Yeah.
Oh, you up there. How'd you even get into like any of the what I don't want to use the word the wrong terminology. Is it para how do you say it? How do you, I don't want to say handicap sports. What's
Paralympics.
there we go. Okay,
Paralympics.
so how did you get into the Paralympics?
Honestly, I don't remember. I think my mother just heard about it and then brought me into it.
That is cool. That's dope. I think that what the dope thing is, first of all, that your mom didn't let that stop you, and still allowed you to play in activities and sports. But I think it's so dope to see people that have disabilities or medical conditions still like strive in what they want to do in life.
Yeah.
Because we're already just like how you were saying as an example about the bowling ball and that you weren't even looked at, like you were just looked
Yeah.
nobody he didn't even care about you.
Yeah.
But it's dope when we stand out um we stand out doing things that people think that we can't.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like so, racing and come on bro,
And
like
it's funny. It she wanted it. She liked me. She was okay with me doing it, but it still scared the crap out of her though.
really.
Because I used to tell my players when I played basketball, if you don't fall out of your chair twice a game, you're not doing your job.
Wait, what?
So I would fall out of my chair, and there was this one time I fell out of my chair and I hit the wood right here, and I hit the wood and I looked up and I swear it was like 2 seconds and she was right above me, and she was on
Oh
the bleachers.
god,
It was like Wonder Woman.
that's a mom.
That
That
is,
is a mother. Okay. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. That yes, that's a mom. Like they don't care. They would any type of anything that they
yeah,
see is a little off, they're gonna be right there.
yeah.
That's it. No, we're not playing no game. That's super dope though. So do you have a name for your wheelchair?
Uh, for my wheelchair, no, but I do name it. I do name my braces one I get.
What you gotta tell me the names.
That well, a few braces ago, it was Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan.
Um, this one is Iron Man.
Yes.
Uh, last one was Onyx.
That is so
Yeah,
That is so funny. Miss Charlotte, I see you. Thank you for tuning in. That is so okay. So, like, how you not gonna have a name for your wheelchair?
I honestly I've never thought about it, but I'm gonna have to think about it now.
You got to because next time I talk to you, I gotta know what the name is. It gotta be. I mean, because all your other names are super dope. Like I know it's about to be top tier. So, did you ever find yourself, even growing up as you're older, whatever the case may be, did you ever find yourself losing your independence?
Oh yeah, I mean, growing up, my I was very coddled and um, my like parents were overbearing, so like they did everything for me. So it took me a long time to find my independence.
Hmm. I asked that question because a lot of, I don't want to say a lot of my guests, but a few of my guests are in wheelchairs and they're bound to wheelchairs, and they never really had to do anything for themselves. So they were very dependent on other people, whether it be family, whether it be their caregivers. So when it came time to being independent, they didn't know the first thing of the first thing.
Yeah, yeah,
And it took him a long time even up until like their latter years when they're good and grown.
Yeah, I'm
So
45, still learning.
yeah, like so for you, like what made you even want to become independent?
When I was out of my parents' house, I was like, I have to. 'Cause I was living with my brother, but I was like, I didn't want him to wait on me hand and foot.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then living with my wife now, like she only does things for me if I ask her to, because she
Yes,
knows like I want to do everything myself.
that yeah, I appreciate people like us that do have disabilities or limitations, but we still choose to be independent because I always say like we're not gonna have people around us all the time,
Yeah, yeah, that's
and
right.
we don't want to be reliant on people. We shouldn't want to be reliant on people.
No, we shouldn't.
They're there to help, but that's it. That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
So I think that's super dope. So did you go to after you graduated high school, did you go to like college? Did you do all that college life?
I got my associates in journalism.
Okay. Oh yeah. Because before we went on live, we are talking about the writing situation. So we gotta get into that.
Yeah,
Um
yeah. I've been writing since I'm 16.
you've been writing since you're that is amazing. So how did you even get into writing and what do you write?
When I was 16, I started in high school writing poetry, and then the last year in high school, I was on the newspaper, and then when I went to college, I started in journalism, and I was on the newspaper every year there. I went from staff writer to news editor, and then when I graduated college, I worked for a few like local newspapers in New York, and then I came out here to Vegas, and I've had two blogs out here.
Really?
Yeah,
So writing is comes easy for you.
yeah.
Is it any subject? Just whatever comes to you?
Um, well, when I was in the newspaper, it was just any kind of news story that I was asked to write, and then my first blog was an arts and culture blog. I used to review local concerts, albums, EPs, plays, musicals, and now I have a blog called Wheels and Warriors. It's my mission in life is to end the stigma of disability, change the way people think about, interact with, and perceive disabled people, and bring disabled and able-bodied people together. And so that's what I write about.
I love that. I love that. How often do you have your blog?
Um, if it's the way I should be doing it should be minimum 3 times a week, but sometimes I slack on that.
It's all good.
I'll be honest.
It's all strong will and yes. Strong will and that's it. That's it, Miss Shirley. You all right with me. For sure, for sure. I love that. I first of all I love what you're doing. Wait, before I say that, do you still do poetry? Because I mean, if you writing it, I kind of want to hear a little something. I low key want to put you on the spot.
Um, yeah, I can't do spot on the spot. I'll write you something and send it to you if you want.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
It doesn't matter the subject.
I can do that.
And then I'm gonna post it because we live and there are people that are watching this. So I'm now your word is your bond.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
So
you
when
can.
I post it,
I'll write about it.
for sure, thank you. You all right with me?
You're
That's
welcome.
what's up. So you do have a blog. Do you
Yeah,
have a podcast or do you have a show?
I have two shows on Instagram. Yes.
Are they what are they called?
One is called Powering Past Abilities I do with my buddy Nick on Sundays, and then I have one called Empowering Discussions with a Disabled Man. I do that on Friday nights.
For sure. Okay, so we're gonna put a pin in that because I want people to go to that and follow it. So at the end of our little discussion, Gabe's gonna put that up on and I want people to follow that and listen to that because I think what you're doing is super dope. So um have you ever had like a moment to where you You don't want to die, but you were just kind of tapped out with just struggling with
Oh, yeah.
so.
I have anxiety and depression, so there's been many times in my life I've wanted to die.
Mm, I
I mean, I've
appreciate.
never tried it, but I've wanted to.
Now, I appreciate the vulnerability. Thank you for being honest for that. I don't take that lightly because that's not an easy thing to talk about. So for you, what makes you keep going?
Initially, it was my mother
Hmm.
because I know my mother. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Hold on.
It's okay.
I know my father and my brother would have been upset, sad, devastated, but I thought they were emotionally able to handle it if it happened.
Mm,
But my mother would have fallen apart.
wow, that's deep.
Yeah. She wouldn't have been able to handle that.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think she would be able to handle it too.
No.
And it's not even the fact because you have a disability. I think it's a fact solely because you're her child.
Yeah. Yeah. It would. No matter my brother, or my sister, it would have it would have been the same thing.
Yeah. So whenever you have those low moments, whenever you have those moments to where you kind of want to just tap out with life, she comes to your mind. You think about her.
Not so much anymore because I haven't had those thoughts. Thank God, for a while. Now it's more of I get depressed, I get unhappy, and I'm in that space for a few days. But I'm thankfully know how to get myself out.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my wife to help me. I have certain things I watch, listen to, that I know get change my mood.
Hmm. That's good. I'm glad that you found things that work for you.
Yeah.
Because living this life is not easy. It's
No.
really not. It's hard, and we do have to find people and things and even places to go to kind of declutter life
Hmm.
sometimes
Yeah.
and the trials of life. So for someone that's dealing with it, they could be dealing with spina bifida as you are, or some kind of medical condition, and they also deal with the depression and the anxiety. What is something that you can tell them just to kind of help them process and get through life?
Um, First, find your purpose.
Mm,
Find what your gifts are. Find what lights you up.
yeah.
Second, those thoughts are going to happen. They're going to come. So find what makes you smile, what makes you laugh, what distracts you, and lean into that.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's so true. I agree 100% because you gotta lean in. You got, I mean, when I say lean in, you got to put your whole body in that joint to find your purpose and to find the reason to live.
Yeah.
You have to, it's so important because your mind can get the best of you sometimes.
Right, definitely. Yeah.
A good support system is beneficial for emotional strength. Yeah, that's good. A
Yeah.
mother's love and family bond. That's, yep,
There's
exactly. You got it.
been there. It's just come to me when I've said I have bad self doubt and I have to work on it.
Hmm.
But there's been times when I've actually said to myself I hate myself.
Wow. Man,
Yeah.
it's so real though. Like it's so real. And for you, like what is the reason why you hate yourself? Is it because of your disability or is it because of your flaws, your failures?
For me, it's my lack of action. I'm very. Uh, I've been told a lot. I'm lazy. I've been told I'm like I procrastinate and I don't do enough.
Hmm.
And I think it's been so solidified in my mind that that's why I don't do it. So I need to change that perspective and that mindset and just head on into action and keep going, and that'll change that, I think.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Cause just us talking, um, you did a lot, you've done a lot, and you're doing a lot. Like
Yeah,
you're doing a lot, and just some encouragement for you. Just because they don't see it doesn't mean that it's not being done. If that makes sense.
yeah,
Like you're doing what you can at your pace, and they don't live your life, so they can't really tell you what laziness looks like in your life.
yeah,
They're not in a wheelchair. They don't have a medical condition.
yeah,
They don't, they don't know what that life looks like. Even something as simple, and this is for anybody that has a disability, even something as simple as getting out the bed is so much effort for people that deal with disabilities and medical conditions because they
mhm,
don't know what that they don't know what that takes.
yeah. It's true.
They don't even going to the bathroom. I mean, it could be like the most simplest things that people overlook, but for us, that's progress and that's a process. So
Yeah,
yeah, you're not lazy. You done so much.
yeah.
What?
Thank, thank you.
You ain't lazy. Dude, tell next person that say you lazy. Tell them holla at me. Tell them I got something to say. Tell them let's talk about it. Okay, so now let's get into we got the seriousness of it,
Hmm.
but now we're about to get to the joy. Let's talk about how you met your wife, though.
We met on geek2geek.com.
Okay,
Yeah,
so for the people that don't believe that online dating is a thing, you have a prime. Oh wait, wrong
yeah,
side. You have a prime example right there.
yeah. And it's it was my second time getting married and second time using online dating. First time didn't work, but yeah, this one's great. Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, so you definitely got it. Mika, I see you. Love you, cousin. And it does. Wait, before we get into that, she said they don't know what this life really looks like. They don't know what it takes. That's a word. And I appreciate that coming from her because she was one of the guests on my show and she deals with the medical condition too. So
Mm,
she understands what our life is like.
yeah.
And my mom said it takes so much action to just stand it. Y'all are on point, okay? I appreciate these comments. So you got to tell us like how how, the process of going from online to in person, and then you like, no, this might be my wife, bro.
Uh, well, we met online. She was in San Diego. I was in
Mm-hmm.
Vegas. She messaged me just saying, I know you don't want to relocate, but I had to tell you your smile is amazing. And that, then we just started talking, being friends, and it took about 8 months before we even like really got close.
Mm-hmm.
And then we met at Anaheim Stadium. We watched
Okay,
a Angels game.
that's cool.
I was there with my parents, and she showed up.
Well, listen, you meet them all at the same time.
Yeah,
You meet them all. That's super dope. I love that. I really do that. That's super dope. And so, for you as a man, what made you know that that was your wife?
I fell in love with my wife in Murray calendars. I was visiting her in San Diego. We had an argument. I don't remember what it was about. I remember it was my fault,
Mm-hmm.
and I was in her house, so it was a weird vacation because it was her, me, and I met her parents, and I didn't talk to her much. And then after about 5 days, the argument was pretty much over. We were in Marie Callender's with her family eating lunch, and I looked at her and I said, "I'm sorry," and she just whispered, "I know." And in that moment, I fell in love with her. Like,
Uh,
I, you know how like you get like this lump in your throat and butterfly.
uh-huh.
I couldn't speak. I could barely breathe. She just took my breath away.
I love that is such a cute story. Like that really is. Like that's just such a That's such a cute story. I love that. So now that you guys have established where you guys stand in each other's life, when it came down to your disability and her understanding, was that hard for you to even express it? Was that hard for her to understand it at all?
How amazing she is! She YouTubes the crap out of my disability
Really?
and things that happen, and like I can't reach my toes, so she has to give me manicures and uh, cut my nails and stuff. So she's like YouTubes the crap out of like foot videos and like like uh like open wounds and things like that.
Yeah, that, yeah. For people that have disabilities and for people that are able bodied, please do not underestimate us, and please do not think that because you have a disability, you are not wanted. So it's twofold. People that are able bodied, do not underestimate us because we're dope. And for the people that have disabilities or medical conditions, please understand that you are not worthless or left out or you cannot be loved because you can. Prime
Yeah.
example.
When I was younger, my triggers were I'm small, less than, unequal, unable to. Like those are like the words I hated listening to.
Yeah.
Her.
Yeah, because sometimes that gets in our head, like, and especially living in a world that majority of the people that we see either on TV, in magazines, or in everyday life, they're like considered normal or able bodies and they can just do stuff and we're different. It can get to us sometimes for sure.
Hmm.
It
Yeah,
really can.
yeah.
But you did. You different and I love it. How long have you been married?
4 years, just past 4 years, like last month.
I It really does, Mika. The story gives hope.
Yeah.
I mean, I
One of the
love
things
it.
that it's hard is when able-bodied people think I can't do stuff. Yeah,
Now you're preaching. Because that is so true. We get underestimated like crazy. Like we get underestimated and also we get felt sorry for as if we can't do nothing at all.
yeah.
Like
I've
we just
I've
what?
had people come up to me and say I feel bad. I'm so sorry for you.
Why? Why do people do that? What do you feel sorry for? Because low key, I'm gonna tell y'all everybody's a little secret. Our life is probably a little bit more better than yours. I'm just saying. I'm
My
just
response to people is like I could just sit down. You have to stand up. I could just sit down.
we get to the front of the line, we get
Yeah,
doors opened. We ain't gotta go through all this stuff.
yeah. I get my wife in the I'll get my wife in the front of the line at Disneyland.
Our life, although we're dealing with stuff, there's perks that come with living this kind of life.
Yeah,
There really is. Please do not feel sorry for us because if we're out and about, we smiling, we laughing, we cheesing, you see us out, please understand. We ain't feeling sorry for our own selves. We
yeah.
having fun.
I could just sit down. I could just be the first one to sit down in the concert.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I be trying to tell people that. I'm so glad someone else said it because I feel like people don't believe me. I always tell people that when you come with somebody that has a disability, you get first access before people even go in. You get first access and you get to sit. You get to sit.
yeah.
Especially when it's like standing room only. We don't have that. Sorry, that don't apply to us.
Funny story. I had a concert that I went to. It was on the floor. I didn't realize that. So I was about 7 rows back, and I knew what was going to happen. The opener goes up, no one moves.
Mm-hmm.
The headliner goes up. It was Alice in Chains. Everyone stands up, and I'm looking at a bunch of butts.
Uh-huh.
I go up to the one of the guys that works there, tell him what happened. He puts me in the front row.
Period. The best seat in the house.
Yeah, pretty much.
The
I was
best seat
I was
in.
like 5 feet from Cherry Cantrell.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. There's perks.
Yeah,
Please
there-
do not underestimate us and think that we just don't do that, we don't live life, because we be living life and we be having fun.
yeah.
That's it, and that's all.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Listen, I love it. Thank you.
You're
Because
welcome.
I'm so glad someone else caught it. I'm so glad someone else said it, because I be saying it and I feel like they need to hear from somebody else. So I'm glad. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. Okay, so where can people find you? Where can they follow you? We want to know your podcast. We want to know your show. Like where?
I'm on Facebook at Wheels and Warriors. On Instagram at wheels_and_warriors. My website is wheelsandwarriors.com, and I have two shows on Instagram called Powering Past Abilities and Empowering Discussions with a Disabled Man.
With the disabled man. Okay, Gabe, did you hear that? Wheels and Warriors, Wheels and underscore Warriors. Could
I
you?
wrote it all in a chat forum.
Oh, boom! Thank you. He
Well,
about
you got
thank you, Gabe. You a real one. You guys are great. Please, everyone that is a body, connect with Michael at Wheels and Warriors on Facebook. Wheels underscore in under these hiccups not about to take me out. Good Lord, I'm trying to say something. Wheels underscore in these dog can't stand them. Wheels underscore in underscore warriors on IG, and his website is www.wheelsandwarriors.com. Hiccups, go somewhere. Man, the wrong timing. Man, so I appreciate again, well, I follow you on all of them anyway, but I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you telling your story, but I also appreciate you being open and honest with um the realness that you deal with, because that's not hard. It's a hard thing, but it's
Mhm.
not easy to talk about
No, not.
at all. So I appreciate the vulnerability, and thank you again so much for responding back to me.
Of course, you're welcome. I'm surprised I didn't break down.
You did good.
Yeah, thank you.
You did good, because I was about to break down for you, because that hit. That's real life stuff. That's real life stuff that we be dealing with. For real, for real.
Yeah,
Um, I appreciate it again. Thank you so much. Gabe's gonna these hiccups. Get it together. Gabe's gonna put you in the back. I'm gonna
okay,
end the show, and then we're gonna rock out.
okay.
Thank you. Love you.
All right. Thanks.
I, I keep telling you, that's my guy. That's my guy. He's super dope. I told y'all my guests be on point. Like, God, thank you for letting me reach out to dope guests, because I ain't never had a bad apple get. But these hiccups, you're trying me. God, take these out so I can finish this show, please. I appreciate it. Love you. Okay, so my guest was super dope. Y'all go follow him at Wheels and Warriors. Go follow him, because what he's doing is great. And let's get into the what? Church announcements with these doggone hiccups. What? Goodness. If you have a disability and or medical condition, or you want you're an essential caregiver and you want to be a guest on the show, holla at me. You know where to find me. I mean, I'm everywhere. You know where to find me. Let me know. Or if you even know somebody that, I think my hiccups are gone, y'all. I'm grateful. Or if you know someone that has a disability that you think would want to be a guest on the show, let me know. Like, I love interviewing my guests. My guests are dope. So if you got one, let me know, and we're gonna plug them in a rotation. Also, next Thursday, we live and in living color, 7 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, and 10 p.m. Eastern. We in there. Okay? Y'all do want to see my next guest because, I mean, my guests are too fly to pass by. Bars! Yo, that was good. My guests are too fly to pass by. Domo, you done did it again. Good night. I mean, you can't even keep up with yourself at this point. Gosh, that was good. My guests are too fly to pass by. That was top tier. Is all I'm saying. Thank y'all again so much for tuning in. Thank you guys again for commenting, for sharing, for taking your time out to just see what we about. I appreciate it so much. I don't take it lightly, and I'm gonna say it every single. Thank you, Mom Charlotte. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in too, Mika. Top tier. Thank you guys so much. I definitely do appreciate it. I'm gonna say it every single episode because I don't take this is the one right here that we gotta pray for. He the only one I gotta say you're welcome. What are we doing? Good night, nurse. Alright, so we about to head out. Gabe, you already know what to do. Get me out of here. I love y'all. Do not log off though because you guys gotta see the wood sponsors. Alright, get out. Uh,